Yeah.
The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Good evening, legends. Welcome to National Redhead Day.
What?
I know, National. We get a day. We get a day, and
I
it
didn't know
is
that.
nice. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we're done with everything today. So I don't care who anybody voted for. I think we can all agree that no matter who we, pulled the lever for, there, we want it over. We're exhausted. We want this over. First
I'm
off,
with you.
yeah, and secondly, this should be a national holiday. Like people shouldn't have to rush out and go to work and all that stuff. We should have a holiday where we don't have to stress out about all of this. So, I think across all the red, blue, purple, we should get a holiday, and we're glad that it's done as of tonight, tomorrow, and all of that. So, yay! Let's celebrate.
Absolutely.
We made it through an election season. Woo! We're
Yeah, I
done.
agree.
No more freaking political ads.
No, there'll still be something.
Huh?
There'll still be something.
No. We're just going to wish it away. We're wishing it away. So tonight we're going to cover, and I see lots of you coming in. Hello. We're going to cover a bunch of things. Mostly National Redhead Day, because it's all about me. And also,
No.
we're going to cover, no, seriously though, we're going to talk maybe a little bit about the Comic Cons that we've been doing, some fun stuff. We're going to talk about some news that hasn't been covered lately. If you haven't seen the video from North Carolina that I did with the interviews and everything attached, please check it out. It is on YouTube. So it's youtube.com/April Hunter. I could play it here. It's kind of long. It's not long. I think it's like 7 minutes. So please watch it. That would warm my heart. And it's a really cool story about how the community is coming together, uniting, and hope. So it's one of my first little things I've done. So I would really appreciate it. Let's see. We're going to talk about how you can make your own warranty with Amazon. Possibly the history of pretzels and how you can make your life a little easier by organizing without spending that much time organizing. So across from me is Miss Eva. Welcome, Miss Eva D.
Hello.
So I noticed that the platform here is not putting our names up anymore. So I am April Hunter. This is Miss Eva D. Normally we have our names up. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Took
gone.
that away. Yeah, it's usually there. So I don't know what happened there. But yeah, welcome. I see. Who do I see? I see Bigwig. What's up? Michael, Allie, hi, Red Sunny, Raphael. Speedway, what's up? Who else is joining? Alex, Maurizio. Cool, awesome dude. And I see Notary and some more coming in too. Hello, welcome. So, and thank you for those of you who have already seen that. Thanks. Yeah, we were out. This is always the busiest time of the year for me. And I'm also making a Christmas card. So I'm working on that. But yeah, we were out at OCC Roadhouse. Thank you for coming out, Michael. It was nice to meet you and your beautiful lady. So yeah, I'm glad you guys had an awesome time. It was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, that was a great place.
Yeah. OCC Roadhouse off of Ulmerton between Clearwater and St. Pete. The food is phenomenal. I was surprised. It's owned by what's his name? The Orange County Choppers guy.
Orange County Choppers, Paul Sr. and a partner. The partner was there. We met him that night.
Yeah, we did. They're very nice. The music was fantastic. We got let's see, grilled shrimp, and then that was the start, and then the second part was a brisket and Gouda with caramelized onion flatbread. So I mean, it's like
that was
they chef it up a little bit there. So it was good. Michael, did you think the food was good? Yeah. So, and then I got to see some of you a few days earlier in Leesburg. So that was a Halloween event where I got to do the costume competition on both of those. So it was fun. So obviously one was more geared towards children. The other one was geared towards more, adults, but it was a great time. So no, not Texas Roadhouse, but my God, the rolls, right? So War Demon, the rolls are worth going just for that. No, we went to, it was called OCC Roadhouse. It's kind of, it's not a chain, right? It's just one of a kind of thing.
I believe it's just one. Orange County Choppers, the TV show.
Okay. And thank you, Bigwig. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, I'm getting compliments. It is National Redhead Day. We get 1 day, and then I realized we actually get 2 days because they changed.
Wait.
Yeah, this is where being PC actually worked in our favor for a change. They changed National Kick a Ginger to National Piss a Ginger, so now we get 2 days. So
Well, the rest of us suck. All I get's Left-Hander Day. That's August, 1 day a year.
is it a day? It's a thing.
Yeah, in August
Okay.
every year it's Left-Handers Day.
You should take
Here's my
ambidextrous
left
day
hand.
too. Do the
Nope, I don't
ambidextrous.
think so. Nope.
Because I'm a lefty and a righty, so you should take both.
Nope, not at all. You get your day, I want my day.
All right, fine. And hello, Indian. What's up with you? So welcome to everybody joining us. So here's something I thought we should talk about. It has been, I think everybody's like burned out, and tired. If they're especially American, probably Canadians and Mexicans as well, because we're inundated with all this crap. So it would be a great time to understand detaching from the outcome. So, and Red Sunny, you sent me something? What'd you send me? I don't think I got it yet. So unless I missed it. But yeah, so we did our thing, right? We did our thing. We whether you just went in and voted, you've done it, you did your thing. Some of us, like myself, tried to get up there and make sure truths were aware, pointed out on all sides of the thing. We've done it. It's done. Now it's time to go back to living life and enjoying ourselves and trying to have a sense of humor again. So
No matter what the outcome is.
Yeah, no matter what the outcome is. So we can't be fixated on the outcome. So whichever way it goes is the way. If you believe things are meant to be, it's the way it was meant to be. So, and it could honestly go either way. So now's the time to just kind of be like, okay, I did everything I could. I was a responsible citizen. Now it's time to chill, take some deep breaths, find my inner peace, and get back to having some peaceful. Yeah. So one of the things, do you have any input on that?
No, I'm with you. I know we talked about that in length over the weekend, that it's just been too much. It's too much for everybody right now. So it is time to just breathe, go back to some small things, no matter what happens. Slow the fuck down.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Red Hot Sunny, you are so right. And I we here are purple. So Red Sunny says things need to change for the better. And I'll say that across the board, no matter where we are with anything, they need to change everywhere here. So, and hopefully we can do that as people. I honestly don't think the government changes things. I think the people change things.
Right.
So that was actually one of the stories I wanted to talk about. Yeah, we the people. And
you
Chuck,
got Corgos.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Chuck, what's up? What's up? Thank you. And yeah, he goes, I voted. Don't give a fuck anymore how it goes. My part is over.
Right.
Exactly. And as Red Sunny, thank you for the Corgos. Thank you. I don't usually get to wear the shirt because I feel weird wearing it in public. So I figured it would be a fun thing to wear. Yeah.
You should wear that in public. What's wrong with that?
That's kind of weird. I don't know. So somebody.
What's on your sleeve? What's on your sleeves?
Oh,
nice.
My flag.
There you go.
And by the way, if you have a flag, it doesn't make you a conservative. It just makes you somebody. Well, for me, it makes me somebody who grew up in the military. So, loyal to your country.
I got the flag in the back, and I got my flag cup.
There you go. USA. I have a lot of flag bikinis. A lot of them. I thought it was just kind of weird. One of my coworkers put something out about how he posted the flag today and then received like all this vitriol and hate over it, where they just assumed. And I know for a fact that this person is right in the middle. He's a moderate right in the middle. So I was just like, oh my God, talk about assumptions. That's crazy.
That's horrible.
I would
Yeah,
like to.
mean,
I would like to see us be patriotic again. Like,
mhm.
you know, regardless of where you stand, this is a country that has been through a lot. So
You see that flag behind me on the virtual?
Yeah.
That's actually some artwork on a place that one of our trips we all did.
the basket weaving,
Yes.
was that a basket weaving thing?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. That is cool. And thank you, War Demon. I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, here's an example. We were going to bring this up. Not that I want to talk about politics, but I want to use this as an example of people banding together. And we're seeing that in North Carolina too. It's been beautiful. The communities are coming together and they're fixing things without the government. So Ron DeSantis, who I believe to have a really small dick energy, don't get me wrong, he was wonderful with COVID. He really was.
Yeah.
But he has done a few things that was super underhanded and that you gotta watch him, you know what I mean? So his own personal war, and this is what I mean by small dick energy, his own personal war against Disney. It's like, leave Disney alone. That people love Disney. I don't love Disney, but people love Disney and they come here for Disney. Like,
Right.
leave it alone. People love Goofy. Okay. So it was almost like a personal ego attack on all of that. So there was that. And then he did that midnight over the weekend abortion rollback. That was so shocking. So Florida has always had a very liberal, whether you believe in it or not, again, whether you believe in it or not, Florida's always had a pretty, not liberal exactly, but regardless of which Republican, and it's usually been Republican, has run the state, they've always had 15 weeks, which is actually pretty liberal considering the typical average is 12 weeks. So 15 weeks is, it's enough time to know what's going on, make plans and try and figure it out. You know what I mean? If you're in that situation. And how do I put this? I would never want anybody to be in that situation where you have to make that choice. But I do believe sometimes that abortion falls into the realm of immigrants, just like you see people champion for the migrants coming over. Nobody actually wants to house them in their homes. So you see people championing for pro-life, but nobody wants to adopt those babies. At any given time, there are 500,000 children in the foster system, and the overwhelming majority of them are Black boys. So, and they grow up in the foster system. So you never hear about the push for adoption. You never hear about the push for, fostering. It's so rare. Like you do the fight of pro-choice, pro-life. But anyway, one of the things DeSantis did was he rolled that back to 6 weeks like everybody else because he wanted to run for president. And then another thing he did, this one was the best one. He tried to sell out our public parks for disc golf hotels and amusement parks.
That pissed me off.
Yeah. So a what was it called? A leaker. What is it called? Like not WikiLeaks, but whistleblower. A whistleblower who worked there came forward with the documents. We only had 6 days to do something about this before he was going to give all this allotted land. And they actually said at that point, it was only how many parks at that point?
6, I think it was.
I think
which
they said
ended
6.
up being BS.
It ended up being something like 40. It was so many that we didn't know. And immediately the people of Florida assembled and said no.
Right.
Didn't matter if they were left, right, blue, green, black, white, gay, trans, straight. Didn't matter. Everybody said no. And within that 6 days, the deal was done. He could not do it. So I was like, wow, I'm impressed. So that is that deal was done, and he was not happy. But
no, it needed to happen though. You don't build state parks. I don't care what state you're in. That's just
do
BS.
You just
don't do that.
So
Commercialize it for money.
Yeah, Florida has some beautiful, beautiful land, and this is it's the people's land.
Right.
It's the people's land.
So, do you think he's done with his small dick energy?
I
Or do you
don't
think we have more to
know.
come?
I don't know. You gotta watch him
Well,
with that. I
Who's
feel
got
like,
big dick energy?
I feel like Trump has some big dick energy. So he just walks around like swinging it. He's like, woo!
Which makes it appealing. No matter how you think, it makes it appealing.
Yeah,
that
he's just got
he can
confidence,
be in charge.
Right.
Anyway.
He'll answer a direct question at least, and he doesn't need a script. So you gotta appreciate that. Sometimes he says some woo stuff, but
True.
True. At the end of the day, I feel like we'd be a little bit safer here than here. So
yeah. Oh wait, the other one doesn't have a dick at all. Oh well, she might.
Well, don't start defining a woman now.
Sorry.
Do not. No. We cannot do that.
We cannot talk about those things, can we? Fuck that.
No.
Anyway,
Big Wig says doesn't matter if we never go to the parks or if they're covered in alligators. They are our parks. Yeah. Damn right. So
hey, who owns Disneyland?
Corgos, thank you. So ironically,
the land Disney sits on.
The land that Disney sits on, how they ended up winning that fight was because they pulled out a royal clause. So the crown in England technically owns that land.
I didn't believe you till I read that either.
Yeah. I remember the crown owns a lot. The crown and the Vatican own a lot more than they're letting on. So that's something you guys, if you ever want to dig into some really, like just go down the rabbit hole, look at all the land that the crown, and I mean, you look at all what the Vatican owns and runs, and then also look at how much Abu Dhabi owns and how much China owns in the United States. It's crazy that they are letting foreigners buy so much of our land.
Well, that particular land has been going back, 60s? 60s,
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, might even be longer. Might even be longer.
So talking about the crown, what were we talking about with Canada too? Mm-hmm.
So Winona's joined us. What's up? Oh my God. Yeah. Because I love how he doubled down on Biden calling us garbage. So people are showing up to vote today in garbage bags, and it's so
all over the place. And my coworkers were doing it today too.
Yep.
So anyway, yes, show the love.
Yep. And England is the biggest foreign landowner in the U.S. Says Bigwig. They were the biggest foreign landowner. Period. End. Right. They owned everything from everything. Scotland, am I right? Scotland, Jamaica, America. I mean, they dumped out their prisons in Australia. They owned India, right? So, matter of fact, IPA beers, India Pale Ales, they came from the British sailors needing to take beer, halfway around the world to India, and the beer was not lasting the trip. So they started adding all the, I want to say, what's the one that makes it bitter? Is it hops?
I don't know.
I'm not a beer expert, so I could be wrong. But they started adding, the beer's made up of 4 ingredients, right? They started adding more of the one, I want to say hops, to make it super bitter. And that's how it was preserved when they landed in India. So that's how it became an IPA, India Pale Ale. So
here's another
they got their beer there.
Remember we were talking about how the other way to make the beer was to make the glass round at the bottom. So the containers would roll in the ships. So if you come across the bottles with the round on the bottom, not flat, there was a reason for that.
Oh, all right.
So anyway.
Wardeem is asking about Disneyland in California. He went there when he was young. Oh, I've never been to that one. So
I haven't either. I don't know who owns it. I mean, I just know that, the history here, but I didn't know, it sounds silly. My adult life, I should have known that Canada is mostly owned and it's all run by England.
Yeah, Canada's still run by the Brits, right?
Yeah, to some degree. You're talking about how they were trying to get Trudeau out, and they basically cannot because King Charles has the final say.
Yeah, and what's crazy is their prime ministers, which is our equal to our president, their PMs do not have term limits.
No.
So Trudeau, who's in there now, his father Pierre ruled before him, and now he's trying to beat Daddy's thing. So I think he wants a fourth term, and it's crazy. Like, he has done so much destruction. It's crazy. It's nuts, and they can't get him out. It's like he's like herpes, man. He's like
They
bad
keep trying.
herpes.
They gotta figure out a way. And
I
if King
know.
Charles ever grows some kahunas, maybe he'll step in and help with it then.
You mean
And see how bad
cojones? Are we surfing or are we balls?
balls.
Okay, cojones.
Cojones.
I think cojones is more fun though. And
Oh, man.
Alan, welcome to, and Marvelous Wolf, welcome. And yes, Alan, he's a freaking dictator, right? We have so much. It's crazy how much election fraud has been going on globally over the last how many years. Because I honestly don't think that we've had elections. I think we've had selections, and I don't think that things have been. I think they're being run by people, globalists, and it's nuts. Yeah.
Well, we could just do like Canada and just kill everybody off.
Oh, yeah, they got busted.
Yeah,
Okay, so listen to this stuff. And this is what's shocking. What I admire about this is the company who championed for the MAID program. Canada has been busted abusing their medically assisted in dying MAID program. Shocker, right? Who would have thought?
Right.
Admirably, the group who championed for this program to help people are the exact people who are exposing what's been done. So with the statistics, they are finding that doctors are coercing patients to use the MAID program. One patient, they're coercing veterans or people with mental health issues to die. One person with hearing loss was pushed into the MAID program. So this program was established in 2016, and it has been deeply abused since then, with more and more people unalived, basically. And most of them have come from lower income situations.
Well, it's a lot cheaper for the government to, let's say, help them assist than taking care of them on government funding, medical insurance, and et cetera.
Right. Yep.
So the program is a mess. I understand the thought behind it, assisted suicide, is fought over here, but that's meant for people that are terminally ill, and it should stay that way.
Yes. It should that should be the
choice.
thing. Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Did we lose you?
That's my brand new camera too.
It could be your internet service.
I don't know. All right, I'll bump off. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll see you in a minute. So
this works. Oh, hey.
Hey. She's back.
Hey.
So, hey. No, she's back. She's also she's also like a herpy. She just keeps coming back.
That's not very nice. All right.
A beautiful herpy. So
well, I'll take the beautiful herpy, but excuse my background's not working now too. So hey.
That's all right. So there's a couple other things I wanted to bring up to you guys. As long as we're covering some news before we cover some fun topics. Let me find this. I know you have some of them too, don't you? Or no?
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
Well, let's see.
I have one on the I want to talk about
history.
yes, but I've got the academic cartel and the
dead bots.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, those are the fun ones we'll talk about.
Oh, okay.
But
bricks
and the Apple patent. But yeah, we actually have a I don't know, where is it? So Oxfam, this is crazy actually. Oxfam has reported that $41 billion was lost by the World Bank. This is not on mainstream media, you guys. Regarding climate finance. $41 billion it's gone of climate finance money. And that's nearly 40% of the money. and it's completely unaccounted for. So Bloomberg is reporting that that's about $24 billion. So somewhere between 24 billion and $41 billion, the World Bank has lost in climate finance, which is really weird if you think about the fact that they have been taxing us and fining us and collecting this money for a while now, and somehow they've lost nearly 50% of it. So World Bank, what's up, yo? It's like, seriously. Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yes. And we're also seeing a lot of fraud in the machines, the voting machines. I mean, it's gone crazy. So we are seeing it's nuts. It started real hard this week, and with early voting, but we're seeing tons of fraud where all the machines are acting up. They're having to shut down. There's a bomb threat. They're closing things down in Georgia. Pennsylvania's machines are going all over the place. We saw passwords given out in I forget where that was. Was that? Hang on, let me find that.
One of the northern states, wasn't it?
Colorado election passwords were
that's
leaked, and the system might be compromised. And what was crazy is that the passwords were left there for days afterwards, even though they knew. Here's another one. Chinese student to face criminal charges for voting in Michigan. Ballot will apparently count. So a Chinese student turned himself in and tried to, and asked to get his ballot back 6 days ago. So there was no ID. He just voted and then felt bad about it afterwards.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm curious in the chat if you guys can roll it through. Like, did you go in person and what kind of machines and where you are? Like, state.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know. But
I'll tell you what I learned about PA today.
Yeah, to fill me in. But all I was just going to say is, when we had paper ballots, everything was collected, and we knew what was going on in one day by that night. So how are these machines, this marvelous tech machines, how are these supposed to make our life easier when they're making things more complicated? A. B. Why are these things only happening in red districts? So they're happening in these quote unquote deep red areas where all this stuff is happening, and they're all happening only in swing states. It seems like. Why?
Yeah.
Now,
I think it's happening elsewhere.
Are there? How many coincidences are there?
I don't know. I know here in Florida, they use a paper ballot, but it goes through a machine too. Mm-hmm. And I saw somebody, and I think Alan said something about a receipt. You can get a receipt in Florida when you do it.
Okay. Yeah.
That it says you voted, but it doesn't have your information on what you voted for or anything. But when you walk into a room here in this area anyway, there's like 10 or 12 booths. It's private. You go in, and there's always, 6, 8, 10, 15 poll workers around watching and making sure you put it in the machine right. You get your receipt if you want, whatever. Today they were giving out flags, I heard. But then what was that?
You asked a question of the chat, and Jason says, my voting experience, I requested a mail-in ballot, never received one, went in person on Sunday. They did make me show ID in Jersey. Okay.
That's what I was going to bring up too. So I was talking to people that, family and friends of ours in Pennsylvania today, and who went in person on purpose. And everybody's saying how you don't have to show ID in Pennsylvania. Actually, that's not true. They are making them show ID. Philadelphia, that's a different ballgame. But within the Bucks County, which is that swing county, Lancaster, same thing. You do have to show your ID. But
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
So I know, but I mean, that's also run differently. So each county here has different poll workers, stuff like that. So in Bucks County, you know how that's, a swing county for Pennsylvania. It's primarily registered blue. So that's trying to be changed. Anyway, long story short, in the news, I was hearing about how they had very little poll workers, things like that. They're purposely making the lines long. Yep, that is accurate. So they had literally no privacy, 2 booths in there. Anybody, when you were walking out and putting your paper ballot through the machine, you have to put it upright, and the people coming in could see all your votes.
Oh my God, really?
So, which is illegal. It has to be private. That's just the system.
Gosh, so we have better than our mail-ins here.
Yeah, and they had 2 people in the whole place, and the line was, there was 3 of them that I know went to one area, and there was about 50-minute wait. So,
Wow.
and you had to show your ID. What?
Ellen
ID
saying,
and
so you need
intercourse.
ID in intercourse? No, only in blue ball.
Yeah.
also,
So, but in Philadelphia,
also in bird in hand. You need it in bird in hand as well.
in Philly, they're not asking for IDs in Philly, by the way.
Okay.
And I saw somebody videotape that the commissioner in Philadelphia was letting people walk right in. All they needed was their ITN number. If they didn't have that, no IDs, no nothing, just walk right in.
That's nuts.
So
That's nuts.
it is.
Well,
Nuts.
like I said, like you got to just have a detachment to the outcome at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You got to trust that the universe will make it work either way.
Yeah.
So, and thank you, Wolf. He says, I'm going to say this. He says, I don't care who anyone voted for. I love everyone equally. Word, dude. Word.
Word. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, word. So I don't either.
Okay,
yeah. Winona says, I think 1 or 2 counties in Kentucky had issues. It's paper ballot that's run through a machine, but a select few of them had small black mark for her. Harris Walls, no matter what you voted, and that mark would be making the ballot invalid. Yes, I saw that. There was in Kentucky, if you could not mark Trump, it would automatically select Harris. I saw that as well. So yeah, there's some crazy, how dare I say, fuckery going on, and it just seems like, I don't know. It seems like there's enough there at this point to say, we might have to redo it. So let's hope
it'll be interesting.
That we're done now, but
I'm with you.
We're looking at a lot of states across the board that have had issues. So I don't know what the rules are because this seems a little bit unprecedented, right?
Yeah, but there's going to be some wars.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, meaning not literally. Excuse me.
So I'm trying to find the thing that I had. I had a note. Hang on, and you can fill in more too. There was where is it? Apparently, there's an academic cartel, which is very, very interesting. And it has been, there's a class action lawsuit now. So I'm going to find it and read it to you real quick. And it's probably not going to surprise any of you. It's just a matter of trying to find it. So you keep talking while I find this.
Well, I was, I know we talked about that Telegraph article too.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
That's why I was just going to pull it up real quick.
Okay. It's weird. Yeah. It's so wild how people aren't learning about any of the stuff in the news.
Yeah, the boots.
I found it. You want to go or I go?
No, go ahead. You first.
Okay,
it's National Redhead Day.
It's all about me. So yeah, there's an academic cartel. This is a massive censorship at the cost of humanity. Lies about science and medical information affecting everyone for profit. Let me see. Hang on. Give me a second. Where's the paper? Where's the rest of it? Here it is. The fall of the academic publishing cartel. Most of the major publishers, including Elsevier, Springer Nature, Wiley, Sage Publications, and Taylor and Francis, have formed a cartel under the International Association of Scientific, Technical, and Medical Publishers. The cartel controls 2/3 of the global journal publications, enforces unpaid peer reviews, restricts manuscript submissions, and delays scientific progress, all to protect their multi-billion-dollar profits. This resulted in a recent class action lawsuit against the cartel for tremendous damage to science and the public interest.
Wow.
The cartel's corruption extends to censoring critical genetic injection safety data in accordance with the biopharmaceutical complex, likely costing lives. A prime example of this is when cartel member Elsevier violated COPE guidelines and immediately censored the Hulsher at an autopsy study, proving a causal link between the COVID-19 vaccines and the deaths after it became the #1 trending research paper worldwide across all the subject areas. As you've seen now that Iowa has now completely banned the COVID-19 vaccinations as dangerous. And also based on the fact that they've actually had zero trials. During the long submission process, this important paper was rejected or censored by all of the following journals, most of which belong to the academic publishing cartel, and it's a very long list. So there, all the people that were citing, trust the science or studies show ended up being like one of the biggest lies on the internet, and still is apparently. So how do you trust that your information is correct if the overwhelming majority of the science is never wrong. The science is like math. The answer is the answer, right? It's the people who are delivering it that have the vested interest in manipulating and skewing it. So science always begs to be questioned. Always. So if you can't question science, it's not science, it's propaganda.
Right.
So the science just is. But it's the people who are publishing it, translating it, and being financed to have a certain outcome that are the problem.
Which is why that book that RFK Jr. wrote on Fauci.
Yeah, the real Anthony Fauci. Oh my God, was that good? There's so much more than just about him too.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
So many footnotes, so many resources tagged too.
And it's not just about following the money, because that is a big part of it, but the interest is so much deeper and so much more broad throughout the world when something is put together, a vaccine or whatever situation is.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to follow all that, and I'd like to get back to reading that at some point. I didn't get to finish it.
Yeah.
But
I know Chuck says the fundamental concept of science. And welcome, Tyler. Nice to see you. And what I had said from earlier, there's no idea in certain states is biting them in the ass, though, because some Canadians have crossed the border and are going to these said states, and they have all voted for Trump. I know, I've seen that. I've seen them voting. The Canadians putting up their vote cards for.
You know what? It serves their interest to have a right to vote, because they come visit. They spend a lot of money in America.
So they're still not Americans. They're not Americans.
Nope, they're not Americans.
Trust me, I love my Canadians. I really do. You're my people. But it's an American. It's ours. Nobody should be voting in it unless you are here. So
one thing I have noticed, I have not seen a Canadian tag yet this season, and that is unusual for here.
Thank you. Every time I hear Fauci, he says I owe April a hug and a kiss.
Oh,
thank you. I really hope I saved some lives there, you guys. I really do.
I'm sure
that's all I wanted to do. That's all I want to do is make you guys fully informed with all that stuff. And I'm glad.
It should be a National April Day.
There's been so much coming out, and I actually have not reveled in it and celebrated it like I should for the abuse that I took, because I know that you guys know where it came from. So I didn't feel the need to go. Every once in a while I do, and I told you so, but I try not to. It's hard not to sometimes, but I try not to. So we also, you had another story too you wanted to talk about.
It was actually kind of a funny thing. That was that Telegraph story about the guy with the boots. Now wellies, 400 wellies.
Oh my God, yes.
We're talking about that.
Yep, Wellingtons, right? Yeah.
But yep. So how the environmental secretary 420 wellies. I'm not sure what that is.
No, so I guess they took a photo op, right? I remember that. You should hold. Do you have the picture? Do you have the picture?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
Hold that up. You have to hold it close though, because you're blanking out. Oh, hold it next to you then. Yeah, never mind. It's not working.
I know. Whatever.
Okay, there was a photo op of the environmental secretary in England, right?
Yes.
And it turns out he was wearing wellies, this brand of boots that were 420 pounds. So British sterling. So that's about $500+ right? So yeah. He's getting a little backlash on that, getting some backlash. So
yeah,
England has been taking as much abuse, and they're hurting financially, and they've been dealing with as much as America has. Maybe even more. It's been really bad over there. So
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was in reference to the farmlands and the farmers and stuff, and how the farmers are struggling and stuff as he's standing there doing the photo op with these very expensive boots on.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder. So anyway, I had that, and we talked about Trudeau. Oh, you have a good story on pretzels.
Yeah. Well,
The earbuds.
yeah, we have two different like AI stories for you guys that are really interesting.
Mhm.
The main one, I want to see what you think of this, okay? So there's something called it's already available. It's in China. And it's available, it's also available, I think, through funeral homes as well, called Dead Bots. So these are, I'm gonna find this. These are basically you can bring your loved one back to life through AI. So you can apply for a dead bot, and you can and let me know what you think of this. And I can see this as like such a gray line right here, honestly. So they advise you submit video, you submit all your information that you have. Let's say
What they say,
your mom
suggested
say your
10
mom
years.
yeah, say your mom
Yeah.
dies. So if you submit all the video and they can pick up her voice and her mannerisms, and then you fill out a thing on all her personal preferences and what she likes, they can make an AI of your mom that you can video chat with and talk to, and she will talk to you as if she's right there. And at this point, they're suggesting that you collect 10 years worth of information and keep a diary on your loved ones of videos and things like that, so that you can do this. And I watched this young Chinese man speaking with his mom, and he's like, she's not an AI bot. It's talking to my mom. And we're just like,
Isn't that, I don't know, that's scary. So, come on, if we lose a pet, we would like to keep that pet. I can, understand the cloning of a pet, whatever, but
yeah, you can't copy a soul is what Alan said. Yeah,
exactly. I was going to comment to that. Yeah. And yeah,
Big
that
Wing
series
says, Big Wing
upload.
says my mom will just tell me to clean my house, so that's a big no. Oh,
And
yes.
you can't like hug them.
Right. It's like upload, right?
Yes.
Chuck goes, it's like upload. It is. It's
Yeah.
like crazy. Except with upload, at least it was their consciousness. It really was their soul.
Right.
So,
right. So to me, that's a different thing,
Okay.
But,
So
Star Trek.
it's so creepy, but we say that. We say that now. But if somebody that you love so much, like say your significant other, your child passes away, it would be tempting. It would be tempting to, I don't know. I can't judge somebody
thanks.
for it. I really can't. But
Well, I can't
can
either.
understand it.
Look at that. The way the robots have become AI robots.
Yeah.
Between sex dolls and
Yeah.
whatever else that they're doing out there. So anyway.
One of this is personally, I couldn't do it, but I can see how it could be therapeutic and maybe clear up some unresolved trauma and issues. Yeah.
I could see that.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't wish I could talk to my dad. He died when I was young. And I can't even remember what his voice sounds like, because we didn't have much. There was not much for video back then. And even if there was, I don't think he would want to be on video. He's like one of those old school manly men, like, go do some push-ups. So yeah, but I don't know. It would be tempting to have that one last conversation with him, like, hey, even the suspension of disbelief kind of thing.
Well, I mean, my mom died young, and you know that. I'm lucky to have a cassette tape of the audio letter so I can revisit what she sounded like. But it's still it's not the same, but it's nice to hear a voice. And so I'm sorry you don't have that opportunity with your father.
Yeah. I got my memories.
And
David says, think
keep
of
the
the
good ones.
holodeck on Star Trek. He might not be able to let go.
That's why I said Star Trek. Yes, correct.
Yeah. Alan says, don't knock sex dogs, stating this.
I'm not knocking them. There's
Chuck
one
says,
that showed
Chuck
up.
says he would never do it. Huh?
There's that sex doll that washed up after the hurricane.
Oh
And-
my God. Yes.
Yeah.
I wish you could
Somebody
show it
put-
on your picture. Yeah.
I know,
So
right?
on the beach, somebody found a love doll, and it wasn't just like one of those blow up ones. This is one of those
Yeah.
high end, super expensive, everything feels real dolls, butt ass naked, washed up on the beach here in Florida.
And they kept it and asked around, hey, does this belong to you? Does this belong to you? And nobody claimed it. So they got rid of it like dum-dums because it would have been great for
No.
Halloween props.
Oh my God. Or just put it in the carpool lane, right?
Yeah, I would have just put it in the seat and rode down the road just for fun, just to get people to look. But
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have paid people to do that too.
Allie says your sex doll will never cheat on you. That is true.
Mm.
That is true.
Hmm.
She couldn't swim.
Well,
I guess
I don't
not.
think she had a head either. That's right. She didn't have a head.
She was missing a head. That's
Yeah.
who cares?
That's weird.
Whatever. Okay. Like you don't need a head, right?
I guess not, apparently. So there's so many things this could go all wrong.
Yeah. And Winona goes, I've seen just way too many shows and movies where the AI goes batshit crazy and starts killing people. I know there's
Right?
so many of them, but I'll tell you what, ultimate favorite one out of all of them, all of the Will Smith movies and everything else and all of that. The best one is still the Mitchells versus the Machines. Anybody with me? Anybody with me? That was like a Sony animated, like
I saw pieces of it.
Yeah, they had. Okay, so the Mitchells were this, dynamic of a family. Like the son has autism, and the daughter wants to go to art school, and they live very simply in an old station. They have this old station wagon. Nothing in their house is like smart, so they have all old school stuff. And when the AI takes over everything, they're the only ones who can save the world. So they're the only ones that weren't affected. That's what it's going to come down to. It's going to be that.
War Demon, there's no judging here, by the way.
So,
So I hear you. Hey, I don't know. I mean, cloning's coming a long way too. And I think I mentioned to you that they're one step from actually having a woolly mammoth back on the live on the ground in the world. Yeah. One step. So we should see a cloned bring back woolly mammoth probably in the next year.
Is that a good idea?
So they're that close. No, but
I mean, I honestly think like humans are going to be wiped out because like science.
well, they might. Jurassic Park it's far off, but it wasn't that far off really.
Yeah, I just wonder.
Science, so.
There's going to be like these mad scientists who are just going to be like, "Hey, I wonder what would happen if," and we're just going to be like, "We're done,"
Yeah, it'll be like a Frankenstein. No, you might have an arm from over here, a head from over here.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's truth to that. We may see some of that stuff before all of us are gone.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, sorry, you had other things.
I'm seeing a lot of people say, you guys have lost your parents too. It's a thing, right? It's a hard thing. Like you can't understand it until you go through it. It really isn't.
It's just like what?
Speaking of crazy scientists.
That's what I was wondering.
Sean? Yep.
Yeah. All right. I was starting to think. I was like, that sounds like him. So, yeah, you'll be back on, Sean.
Definitely. Yeah. But please come back on.
Yeah.
So we found a way to maybe make your life a little easier. I have a concept here called a drawer a day. So for those of you who are disorganized and have your stuff everywhere, or you keep meaning to tackle projects, if you go for like 30 days and you do a drawer a day, and that's it. That's it. If you don't have time, you don't have energy, just do a drawer a day. Just go over and do that. That mysterious drawer we all have in the kitchen. We call it the junk drawer. Just tackle that. And then the next day, go through your sock drawer. And the day after that, go through the top of your desk. And day after that, go through your freezer and figure out what the hell's living in there. Just do one thing once in a while. Even if you can't do your whole freezer, just go through that little part on the door. Just that little part on the door. Like, oh, what's going on here? Like, oh, this is from 2015. Or maybe that's just me. That happens to me. So, but yeah. So if you just do a drawer a day, well, congratulations, Alan.
Yeah, I know, right? Good thing
But
you change your drawers.
you know, if you just do a drawer day, it's easy to stay on top of things. I find that a lot of people who are successful with staying clean and organized aren't because they spend an entire day off cleaning. It's because they do something small every day. So if you don't need to organize, excuse me, what you can do is something small every day, like tackle the baseboards, or clean off the ceiling fans today. And you're getting all this stuff done a little bit every day. So you don't have to have one big, ruin your weekend day.
I saw a hack today about that, doing baseboards, by the way. So you know how we have those flexible cloth mops that people use, kind of like a Swiffer, but
Swiffers?
Yeah, but no. It's a reusable mop one where you can just wash it, throw in the washer. So anyway, those are flexible. And somebody was showing, hey, just do it in a 90-degree right up the baseboard all the way down. I'm like, really? Why did I never do that? I have one of those. And
that'll work. I'm a big fan of the shop vac. Like, I like to dust with my shop vac and just do everything. And yes, I also lose some of my trinkets, but I guess I wasn't meant to have them anyway. So,
Well,
I know actually I shop vac the other day. I got like part of the house done, right? And then I realized, like, at the last minute I saw and
what was that?
That was an Indian arrowhead from I don't even know how long ago. So up in North Carolina, there are quite a few of these Indian arrowheads that I've collected. And my shop vac took that, and I was like, oh no, now I have to go through all this. And I took the thing outside and spread out the newspaper and dumped it and put gloves on, and I'm picking through and I'm finding cat toys, but I found it. I found that arrowhead. So yeah, success. That's funny. Men's kryptonite, talking about house cleaning. No, it's not. It's talking about cooking. I know it is. You guys want to hear my beef? Let's see, my beef recipe when I throw everything in the oven and season it and let it roast for 20 minutes and then finish it in the cast iron and give it a nice crust. Like, that's it. Talking about food. That's the kryptonite, right? So we lost Eva. Where is she? We lost her. I hope she comes back. So we had another story I wanted to talk to you guys about. So this one's kind of freaky. If you are ever considering going back to wired earbuds, and I'm guilty of wearing the Bluetooth ones too. You can't hear me? Yes, you can. Now is the time to do that, I think. So Apple applied for a patent to retrofit AirPods with electromagnetic sensors. This was in Neuroscience magazine, I believe. So they can't exactly understand what you're thinking, but your brain is electric, so they can understand the brain waves and the pulses. So by you using your Bluetooth headphones, they can start studying the electromagnetic pulses on how you are thinking and then report that and figure it out. So they can map your brain and they can learn, mine, and log. So I know most phones don't have jacks, but a lot of them are going back to it. That's why I got this older phone, because it still had a jack. So hopefully the jacks are coming back. That's the biggest problem, right? So additionally, then I saw another article right after that saying that they are now in the future able to use Bluetooth. They're working on, again, science. They're working on a way to implant emotions using Bluetooth headphones, and they're working on a way where they can disrupt sleep. So, Eva's back. There she is. So I was talking about the AirPods. What are you? You're a hot mess, aren't you? What are you doing there?
I don't fucking know.
Okay. It's all right. So I was telling you about we're off YouTube for good now. So anyway.
Okay. Hi.
I know it's frustrating, right? Anyway, yeah, so I don't know about you, but I find that like a gross invasion of privacy. So I
Mm.
don't think that's okay. And they're already mining all our information, every single thing we do. So you guys choose what you want to do, but my job is just to bring you the information that nobody is going to, mainstream media is not going to tell you. So the Bluetooth headphones, I would keep those super minimum if you could get away with that. So be
Is it
aware.
just Apple though, or do we need to worry about
Oh, it's never going to be
Samsung and
just
the rest of them?
Apple. Yeah, it's probably going to be all of them. So, I mean, Apple's terrible, but I'm sure it's going to. The sale of information of many, many years ago far surpassed all of the global oil sales put together. I mean, information is so profitable. So they're taking it any way they can. If they can figure out how you think, what makes you tick, and actually implant emotion into your brain, they're
Right.
going to do it. And I'm sure there's a shit ton of scientists working on that right now. So we already have sleep disruption. We already have all
Yeah.
that. So, Chuck says if they're looking at my head, they'll find it full of marshmallow fluff, Diet Mountain Dew, and April Hunter pictures, just like it's supposed to be. And
That's funny.
speaking of, you can find your April Hunter pictures at patreon.com, April Hunter, aprilhunter.com. You can also look me up on Instagram, Real April Hunter, and Twitter, April Hunter. Twitter, I say it's your X. It's the only place where you have free speech, and I'm not getting in trouble. I'm in trouble across Meta, across the board. Like I receive things from, I can't tag you. You're a disinformation spreader. I'm like, yeah, right. I guess yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you totally are.
Yeah.
Trust the science.
Yeah. So anyway, there's that. So, yeah, I think those were some of the things we wanted to talk about this week. Oh, we know of somebody who was telling us this, with Amazon.
Oh yeah.
So you know how Amazon's so difficult to return things to, and a lot of the stuff's falling apart. It'll break like 6 months and 2 days after the 6-month warranty. And no, they won't, the companies won't honor anything. So a friend of ours told us that they make I'm just going to pass this along. I'm not saying it's ethical or whatever, but I'm just going to pass it along to you guys. You can kind of make your own Amazon warranty by buying, if your product dies within that year or that 6 months or whatever, buy the same thing again, the exact same thing. Now, hopefully you have done your research and you've read all the reviews, assuming that you have, and this thing is still falling apart. You buy the exact same thing again. You save the box. You clean up the one that broke. You put the broken one back in, and you now have a replacement. And she said she doesn't feel very bad about this because companies should not be making things so crappily, and they should stand behind their products for more than 6 months or a year. So I can 100% understand that.
What do you think I should do with this camera that failed again today? It's only worked one day.
Yeah, that's a hard
Yeah.
return right there. You just got it.
Hard into the street or hard back to Amazon? Sorry
Yeah.
about all that. I apologize.
That's okay.
I'll just use my
So-
cell phone right now.
Well, we like to give you guys some ways to live your best life, and you're not living your best life if your stuff is breaking. You buy things on Wish, really, and that works out for you?
I thought Wish was gone.
Oh yeah, it's Temu now,
I
right?
thought
Or
that's
something?
Temu now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Red Sunny,
Which-
you have a great night. He's ducking out on us. We love you. And
Aw.
I'll check my email. Thank you so much. I am so bad with email. You guys need to flag me down if I need
Really?
to check my email. Yeah, I know. I know. So, would you like,
there was one more thing.
what's
I'm
that?
sorry. Would I like to wipe? You first.
No, go ahead.
Were you closing out the show?
No, I was gonna say, what's the one more thing?
You wanted to touch on the BRICS money.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah, BRICS
What was
is
that you
coming,
had
you
up?
guys. That's
Pretzel.
yes. BRICS, just so you know, it's the here's the long story short. You guys should know about this, okay? It's coming, I think this week, because they're going to take advantage of the election, if to unveil it. So what happened was, you remember the embargo that Biden did across the board with Russia? Like even McDonald's, it was like F Russia, we're not giving them anything. So Russia was not happy about that. So as revenge for that embargo, Putin decided to form his own money. So he got together some of the biggest nations. So it was BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Saudi Arabia. So BRICS nations. And now, like, all the nations are trying to join in on this, and they're dumping the dollar. So the Saudis dumped the US dollar. Gasoline was backing our money. So now we are in a free fall. And once BRICS money is unveiled, we're going to have a problem financially. So this is one of those things where you should be ready.
I checked on that today, actually.
Yeah.
There's now 10 countries.
Yeah. You know the other ones?
As of,
And they're 10
yes,
big
I
countries.
do, actually. I wrote them down. Yeah.
Okay. What are they?
Brazil, China, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Russia, South Africa, and United Arabs.
Okay. So
10.
Yeah,
There's
that's
10.
a problem, you guys. It's and what's going to happen is they are also going to withhold resources from us. So clean energy resources, lithium. Okay, yes, S is for South Africa. Sorry, I thought it was Saudi. You're right.
Well, Saudi just joined
appreciate that.
anyway. Actually, just as of this week.
So yeah, so this is, and what's a Bluesky page? I don't know what that is. Cool, awesome dude. I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, this is something you should be aware of. They're also going to withhold resources. So it's going to be a ride, you guys, coming up. So get prepared. Just get prepared. All right. So you already know this. If you've been listening to the show, you know, you can go to aprilhunter.gold and put some money into gold. It's a, finite resource. So gold is our sponsor here. We love Wolfpack Gold. They are good to us. And for as little as $50, you can start investing there. But just protect yourselves as far as the finances, because once the dollar completely free falls, who knows what's going on with that. Not to, but just let you know on that. And Bluesky is a social media site that's like pre-Elon Twitter. I've never heard of it. All right, I have to check it out.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Oh, yeah. And Alan goes, oh, look, there's lithium in North Carolina. Yeah, not only that, you guys.
Speaking of lithium.
Speaking of lithium, here's another thing that really kind of doesn't add up. There's an article here. So how Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, profits from North Carolina lithium mines. So Doug Emhoff, the husband of VP Kamala Harris, has found himself in the public spotlight for reasons that go beyond his position as the country's second gentleman. As a successful attorney, Emhoff has had a well-established career, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, however, recent reports have linked him with the burgeoning lithium industry, particularly the rich deposits of I don't even know how to pronounce that, spodumene ore in North Carolina. With electric vehicle subsidies becoming a central part of the Biden-Harris administration policies, questions arise about the profits being made from these mines and how Emhoff's connections might be involved. The Biden-Harris administration has been pouring billions into the EV industry as part of its push towards green energy. Among notable initiatives are $15.54 billion in subsidies to the EV industry, an additional $621 million allocated for installing EV battery chargers with a focus on underserved communities. So these programs aim to accelerate the shift towards electric transportation, which has created a demand for key materials like lithium used in EV batteries. Among the largest beneficiaries of this lithium rush is Albemarle Corporation, a company closely connected to the growing lithium mining activities in North Carolina. Albemarle's collaboration with the Fomoco, Ford Motor Company. So the world's largest,
scary.
Yeah. So the world's largest producer of lithium signed an agreement with Fomoco to supply over 100,000 metric tons of battery-grade lithium hydroxide. The contract would support the production of approximately 3 million EV batteries for Ford over 5 years, from 2026 to 2030. This collaboration underscores the importance of lithium to the EV industry and places Albemarle at the forefront of domestic lithium production. I may not be pronouncing that correctly. However, there's more beneath the surface of this lucrative deal. Here's where it gets interesting, especially concerning Doug Emhoff's indirect involvement. BlackRock, they keep popping up, don't they? They were in Maui as well. BlackRock, a global investment management corporation with major investments in Albemarle, is a significant player here. BlackRock's success has played a major role in Emhoff and Harris amassing their fortune, much like the financial trajectory of former President Barack Obama. So the Kings Mountain Mine, a key to domestic EV production. The Kings Mountain lithium mine in North Carolina, which Albemarle plans to reopen, is one of the richest spodumene, I think I'm saying that, ore deposits in the world. This mine could produce enough lithium to power 1.2 million electric vehicles annually, making it critical for the U.S. domestic EV battery supply chain. Follow the money.
Well, look at that plant that blew up last week, too.
Yeah. Well, hold on a thought. Yeah. In May of 2024, Albemarle delayed its plans to reopen the mine, but the company has continued to benefit from the $90 million grant awarded by the Biden-Harris Defense Department. This grant is designed to boost domestic mining operations and ensure a steady supply of lithium, vital for America's EV future. So the financial success of BlackRock and Albemarle is well documented. The direct involvement of the Biden-Harris administration in boosting the lithium industry cannot be ignored. The administration's policies are shaping the future of green energy, and with it, the lithium mining industry. So comparisons to Lahaina, Hawaii, the government's slow response, and real estate speculation. Critics have drawn a connection between the federal government's response to disasters such as wildfires in Lahaina, Hawaii, what's happening in Chimney Rock, Burnsville, and Spruce Pine, North Carolina. In both cases, the slow government responses led to speculation that disaster-stricken areas are being prepped for redevelopment by wealthy investors. So in Maui, for instance, the delay in federal assistance sparked concerns that the government's inaction was intentional, clearing the way for millionaires to swoop in and acquire land. As seen with Maui fires, federal aid was in the form of loans rather than outright assistance, with many victims receiving only $3,000 in aid. And this is what's happening in North Carolina, too. Meanwhile, U.S. taxpayers are funding foreign aid by the billions to other countries, while American citizens are left with minimal assistance. Is this pattern of neglect setting the stage for something similar in North Carolina, where valuable lithium deposits lie beneath the surface? So, and there have been a lot of personal scandals of Doug Emhoff, from cheating allegations to assault. So, which probably shouldn't be dismissed either. So if there is a connection there, it shouldn't be ignored or pretended like it's nothing. All of that should be looked into.
I agree. Well, when we were talking about lithium real quick, I'll bring up what happened to my niece's house. So we all know that, and everybody's been talking about how with the lithium batteries, EV cars, so forth, the salt water doesn't react well. Well, there is also other dangers.
They cause fires. We've had so many fires here in the Tampa Bay with the storms because of EVs, and that's not just EVs. That's like scooters and lawnmowers.
That's what I was going to say. Electric bikes.
Golf carts.
Go
ahead.
As we all probably have done this in the past. If for anything, we have a power drill, whatever the situation is, that you leave it on the charger out there because you're charging batteries. Well, that can go up in flames and cause your house to burn down just as easy as the salt water in an electric car. So make sure you read the information and document it, unplug at night. Don't leave something plugged in, because my niece's house was one of them too. Those rechargeable batteries they use for weed eaters and lawnmowers, they had one, and it almost took their house down. And my great nephew as well almost passed away from it. So
how was he? A year, right? A year or two?
Yeah, just over a year. Yeah,
he's still having some inhalation problems.
Yep. And that was just last week. So it happens to a lot of people. Just be careful. They always said don't leave that stuff charged in. it's more important than ever now because
Yeah.
either they've changed the way the batteries are made. I don't know.
There's
But,
also an insurance clause, by the way,
right.
that will not pay out on your house if it was destroyed by an electric. If you were fully aware and there was a thing in your, yeah, you need to pay attention to your insurance because they will not cover EV fires. So
Right.
not
Ex-
all of them. There's a clause.
Exactly. So anyway, just be aware. It's just an awareness thing.
Yeah.
Don't
So
leave that stuff plugged in. Yeah.
yeah, just so you know.
So pretzel story.
Yeah, we'll
Oops.
finish off with a
Oh,
pretzel
jeez.
story. So, who loves pretzels? We're from Pennsylvania,
Oh,
so pretzels are like a food group for us.
yes.
So,
Yes, they are.
how they got this way? A lot of people don't
Uh-huh.
know that they're German. Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
Alan says he's going to the utility room and unplugging his Ryobi. Yes, do that.
Yes, please.
When you get off of here, make sure you unplug your lithium batteries. Okay. So we love you. We
Yeah.
want to see you here every week. Okay. So the tale of the pretzel's enduring popularity crisscrosses with a medieval monk in a modern mall mogul and And it has a lot of twists and turns in between. This is a lot of puns right here. I love it.
Yeah.
Our story begins around 610 CE when a monk in northern Italy braided ropes of bread dough to resemble crossed arms in prayer. You
Mhm.
can see it, right? You can see the Philly pretzel right there.
Oh yeah.
He baked the treats until they were golden and gave them as rewards to his students in the monastery. This iconic knot shape became popular with bakers in Europe during the Middle Ages, and Germans especially took to the art of pretzel twisting. Starting as early as the 12th century, German bakers hung pretzel-shaped signs above their doorways as a symbol that you could find fresh baked bread inside. Pretzels were once so special that medieval painters would dab a few on the table of the Last Supper.
Mhm.
So Germans brought a passion for pretzels to the New World, speaking of Pennsylvania, as we started the show, especially to Pennsylvania Dutch country, which is a misnomer for Pennsylvania Deutsch. So Deutsch is German. Yes. Dutch is a whole different country. The state produces roughly 80% of the pretzels sold in the United States today. That's a lot. And they're not the same anywhere else because the water is different in Philadelphia.
Right.
Up
Shitty
there.
water makes good bread.
Shitty water makes excellent bread. That's why they get that good chewy bread. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the country's first commercial pretzel bakery opened in 1861 in Lititz. Outside of, am I saying that?
I don't know.
Lancaster, I don't know. Lititz.
Let's it. There you go.
Outside Lancaster. Its founder was German-born Julius Sturgis, claimed to create the first hand pretzels made crispy so they could be stored for long periods of time without going stale. So Sturgis's descendants make hard pretzels at their factory in Reading, Pennsylvania. So then came Auntie Anne Breiler, who started selling hand-rolled soft pretzels in 1988 at Pennsylvania farmers markets to help fund her husband's dream of providing free family counseling services for their community. Auntie Anne's is now the largest hand-rolled soft pretzel franchise in the world. So, yeah, shitty water makes good bread. It does. So, like, we live in Florida, right? And there's a lot of places that claim to be Philly cheesesteaks down here or hoagies. And you go in there and you can tell right away, do they ship in their Amoroso's rolls? If they don't use Amoroso's rolls, they are not a Philly cheesesteak or a hoagie. Right. So
don't forget, everything else has to be shipped in.
You got to have that chewy, that chewy bread.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
So, woo. All right. So we have a drawer a day. We have to remember to go eat your pretzels, unplug your lithium batteries, and detach from the outcome. You guys did your part. You did your job. Thank you for voting. Thank you for being responsible, amazing people. And now it's time to go, this shit is fucking over. No more political bullshit.
And I like what Wolf was saying, too. He was going to take his trash out, trash night. You know what? That's exactly what we all did today. We just took the trash out.
Hell yeah.
Just
And
saying.
Ben Robs, I love me some Annie Ann cinnamon and sugar pretzel all the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God. So hang on. Nope. Boop. And somebody's asking, it says beautiful badass right there.
Mhm.
So we are out. We're off like a prom dress at midnight right now. So we will see you next Tuesday. I don't have any appearances coming up until the end of the month, where I will be at WrestleCade in North
Mhm.
Carolina in Winston-Salem. So I hope to see you guys. I will be there on Saturday. And it will be packed out. Like all the wrestlers will be there. It'll be a fun. It'll be a fun show. So hope to see you in North Carolina at WrestleCade. Other than that, I'm taking a break because I'm freaking tired. I'm exhausted. I'm mentally drained.
Yeah.
It's been 4 storms since my birthday at the end of September. I'm still cleaning up debris and trying to make repairs and trying to get to the gym and do appearances and shoots. I love you guys, but I am burned. So I am slowing down for the next 2.5 weeks. So much love to all of you. Come see me on patreon.com, April Hunter. And where will we find you, Eva?
You can find me on any site, Eva D Spirit 1, on any of the social medias. You can also email me, eva.readings@gmail. So thank you.
Cheers. And
And
when Winona says shit's gonna hit the fan either way, so let's all get drunk. Dude, seriously.
I'm with you.
Yep. Cheers. Cheers to that. All right, you guys, we will see you live next Tuesday night at 7:00. Thank you for being with us. Thank you. We love you. All right. Woo. Have a good one.